just in time. And I think that's the raid, because it changed over on my screen. So, welcome in, everybody. Today I'll be streaming Spyro Enter the Dragonfly. It's a game. By most objective measures, I would argue that I cannot say that this game actually tops GTA Vice City. It's generally considered to be one of like the top 3 games of 2002, right? In most objective measures. But what really makes a game that you should have rose-tinted glasses for, right? Is it something that's, good for its time, like Vice City? It's good for its time. It's fantastic. There's it's not revolutionary. Most of the stuff that was in it was already there in GTA 3, and it's, like a GTA 3.5. But it's been surpassed in most ways by its sequels, GTA 4 and 5. So what strong reasons do you have to come play it? No, this is a game that survives based on how janky it is. It is so janky and broken that it's similar to Ocarina of Time, in that the jank becomes the way to enjoy the game. And I hope to show that off today. But first, I have a public service announcement to make. I watched Dark Young's run of GTA 3. And, when we were originally in voice chat talking about, what games we might end up streaming for 2002, he told me that was his game of choice. And I had to wonder, why exactly would Dark Young, of all people, choose to stream GTA 3? Spice City, sorry. They're the same game to me. It's just they're not too different. I believe that what you witnessed today was a 12-hour-long cry for help. It's not just a romp through a childhood favorite, but it's a romp through Dark Young's idealized version of his own life. I consider myself a good friend to Dark Young, so I can't let this cry for help go unnoticed. I need to shout this out. If you don't know him well, he's not exactly the richest guy around. When he was growing up, it was rare to go a day without watching... This is a little bit too loud for me. It was rare to go a day without Young or a close friend of himself being stabbed, shot, robbed, or otherwise maimed by the cracked-out denizens of the place he lives in called Scotland. Keep the volume going? Okay, great. To escape from this harsh reality, he turned to video games at a young age, but the small world he lived in limited his exposure to the world, and so the games that he wanted to play were filled with all the same trappings of drugs, alcohol, and violence that he found in his normal life. The only difference is that in the world that he lived in, he thought he could be rich. And now Young goes back to that world, and he thinks, I want to escape to exactly what I saw before. I want to go to Florida. Well, I asked people in Florida what they thought of the place. Rising sea level. Constant child kidnappings. Trash can fires outside the house burning down the internet. Large crocodiles attacking the denizens of the place. It's a perfect metaphor for where Young lives right now. But Young's habitat's slowly disappearing. There's less and less crime by the day. I believe there can be a place for Young in the Scotland of the future. So I was looking up conservation societies so that Scots can continue to live in Scotland. And what I found was this species survival plan for the bonobo apes. They have an objective to collaborate with other organizations in the world that study and conserve wild and captive bonobos. Now you might see one of the reasons why Young wants to go to Florida. It's because the Jacksonville Zoo is one of these current organizations. But I believe we can spread this organization to Scotland himself. How can you help the bonobos? If you use the link in the MooBot and type in !Young, you will find a link to donate to Scottish Conservatives. the foremost conservation society in Scotland. Just £15 will feed a bonobo ape for an entire month. Please, I ask you, donate to the Scottish Conservatives. Support Dark Young. You don't even need to live in the UK. As long as you donate less than £500, you are perfectly able to donate here. I need to restart the bagpipe music. You might ask, why not donate to Dark Young directly? He has a Patreon. He has a donation link. Well, that Dark Young guy, he's not the best with money. If you remember the Eurovision from the past, Dark Young told me, I bet all my money for rent and housing and electricity for the month on Ukraine to win. And he found that as the stream go on, Ukraine was losing more and more money. He cannot be trusted. He was lucky to win his money back there. He was lucky that the public backed Dark Young, but he can't count on that forever. We need to put this money in the hands of the trusty Scottish Conservatives. Thank you. Trying to get the music to lower on its own, whatever. Anyway, I'll keep that donation link and everything up on the top right, just in case you need to, get back to that link, just in case the one that I put in there wasn't enough. $15 feeds one bonobo per day. If you weren't convinced by my speech, please look at these crying monkeys. Anyway, now I have to talk about Spyro, and why I chose to pick this game. So, is this game actually good? No. Did I say a month or a day? I can't remember. It's something. It must have been a day. I picked this game because, despite it being a heaping trash fire in all objective measures, it's a game that I actually played a ton as a child. Because when I moved from the UK to North America, my parents decided, hey, Pizza liked all those Spyro games we had on the PS1. We'll get a PS2 in North America, and we'll buy him the new Spyro game. And so, for a good 3 or 4 months, living in the frozen wilderness of Canada, with nothing but polar bears to accompany me, this was about the only game I actually had to play. You'll notice that for my entire streaming career, hobby, I've had a screenshot from this game used as my profile picture. What just happened? This was about all I had to play, and I found all kinds of ways to break this game and make it fun. Hopefully I can share you some of them. To help out with Young, make Young feel like he can live in his own house. I am going to add a stipulation to this run. I'm going to try and collect as little money as possible. Just, really showing that Young, no, you don't need all this money to live. You can survive, and you can win the game, even if you have nothing. One of my favorite parts about Spyro Enter the Dragonfly are the cutscenes. This game was made in about 9 months. So, like I said before, everything possible can be broken is. And one of those things is all the animations and models for the cutscenes. And we'll get to see some of those as we enter the game here. It'll set the stage for you perfectly, I believe. And I will select the empty game file to create. We'll go with the Spyro icon and get going. I have to press A again. One fun feature about this game is all the loading screens. You'll see very many of them. I think the emulator speeds it up, but I'm not entirely convinced of that.
Wow!
It's just a float, you scaredy cat.
They sure do look happy, don't they, Spyro?
Well, it's not every day that a dragon gets his dragonfly. Right, Sparks.
So, we meet again, little dragon. I'm back, and I'm stronger than ever.
Who are you calling little, Shorty? Nobody invited you. This is an invitation-only party.
Very clever, Dragon. You know, you should join me. We would make a great team.
What do you want this time, Ripto?
Oh, yeah. What do we want this time, boss?
You're not hired for your brains, you dinosaurian landmass! Keep thinking and I will send you back to the place I found you, unemployed in Molten Crater, begging for work from nasty North. Now, back to what I was saying. Well, what do I want this time? I am glad that you asked, Purple Pest, and I will be happy to demonstrate. Since I've had enough to do with dragons, I thought, perhaps, dragonflies. Well, that wasn't supposed to happen, but you see, without the power of dragonflies, the dragons are nothing. Soon the dragon homelands will be mine.
God, they reused that laugh. They couldn't have recorded a second one.
The lizard totally stole all the dragonflies. Even Sparks is gone.
Spyro, Hunter, don't worry. I think I know where to start. Follow me.
So if you weren't familiar, Sparks is the dragonfly that serves as Spyro's health bar in the other games. And we have to go find him now to get my health back. Oh, look, there he is. We found him. Good.
Sparks! I thought I lost you, pal.
That was close, Sparks. Listen, I think I may have figured out a way to catch those dragonflies. Spyro, stand back.
Whoa! What'd you do that for?
Drat, that didn't exactly work right. I'm still learning, you know, Spyro. The good news is I've created a powerful magic that will enable you to use different breath abilities. The bad news is you're gonna have to find dragon runes to use them, since the spell scattered them in different parts of the dragon realms.
Cool! Come on, Sparks! Let's get going! We've got a lot of work ahead of us if we want to find those dragonflies. Do you think we'll ever get a day off?
Righto. After all those cutscenes, we're faced with another of this game's fantastic loading screens, where I presume we fly through the door that we just entered, and exit at the exit of the door. Don't really know. But the timer will start when I have control of my character, JJ, so don't worry. Which should be right about... Don't worry, there's a loading screen right after the loading screen, just like every good game from 2002. Right, about now. I only have about an hour to beat this game, so let me show off some core game mechanics right away. First is all the tutorial messages that you get. Here's Bianca. There's this rune right in front of me that I can go to the big dragon statue right in front of me. And for every one of these dragon runes that I get a new breath power. What's a breath power? Well, you got fire breath right now, and the game's objective is to collect all these dragonflies. You need 70 to get to the final boss. Right here is a dragonfly. Unfortunately, they do not accept toasted dragonflies. As far as I've tried, I cannot find a way to actually capture the dragonfly while it's on fire. So I have to pick up this breath power right here, and bring it to the head of the Scottish Conservative Party, the Spirit Dragon. The Spirit Dragon then gives me the bubble breath, allowing me to collect donations for the SNP, or that would have otherwise gone to the SNP. You know,
Hey,
so
it's Toons!
you breathe bubbles on these guys, and you know, they go and get absorbed by the dragon over here. Once you get enough money, you can go challenge the SNP for the election. They do all have names, and they're all voiced. I may or may not be... Oh, there's already money. That's $2 that Young actually has now. I feel bad about that one, because I didn't even need to go over there for part of this run. Anyway, typical game structure is that you'd pick up all this money, and there'd be various places throughout the game where you come up to the debt collection officer, Mr. Moneybags. And he tells you, hey, you gotta pay up $3,000 to get past. So, because I cannot actually pick up... Oh, God damn it, there's 10 more dollars. I cannot pick up money in this game. I have to find other ways of getting past. Over to the left here, you'll find a jumping tutorial, but I don't believe that there's actually a Dragonfly at the end of it, so we're going to be running past. And right here is the entrance to the final boss. Once we collect 70 Dragonflies, we can get in. You can see that the glorious programming here of preventing you to get into the final boss door does not stop the particle effects from coming through the boss entrance, so that's cool. Instead of going to what would normally be the first stage, I'm actually going to run past it. You saw the entrance to it over there. And I'm going to try and run past all the money I can. It's not really possible to dodge all the money here, unfortunately, and I'm going to need to pick up some in this corner, because there's actually a gate in my way here. Sparks will give me a tutorial and say, hey, there's a big gate here. You got to get the electric breath to get past. I think that's in reference to Young wanting to become an electric engineer. Well, Young, my buddy, I'm sorry to say that you can actually bypass your education. You don't need it. Because if you, too, use the jank provided to you in this game, and hover right as you jump for gliding, you can get a little bit of extra height. And if I time it perfectly here, I should be able to glitch in and right through the gate, thereby bypassing the requirement to actually get the electric breath. And now I can visit more advanced levels a lot earlier than usual. Again, I'm on a timer here. I gotta get through as much of this game as I can. Here's another
Hey, it's Kanichi.
Dragonfly to catch. This one's Japanese, as you can tell by the locale that I'm at. In this game, you're allowed to climb walls. If you come up this wall, there's a great animation for climbing it, and you can talk to Farmer Bob over here.
I didn't mean to tip all those cows, but a bright light appeared, and then a UFO grabbed me, and whoosh, I ended up here. I bet with more dragonflies, you could get this UFO to work.
Right. So I need 6 dragonflies in order to get this UFO to work. I really need to get in this level, so we're going to be going and searching for even more dragonflies. Because in this level is the UFO minigame. And the UFO minigame is going to be the source of quite a few of our dragonflies to win. Luckily, over by the water here, you can find another dragonfly. I don't know this one's name. It's called Amy. Fantastic. Now, here's one feature that GTA Vice City didn't have, is that when you jump into the water, you can actually swim in this game. I know it doesn't look like Spyro would be a great swimmer, but trust me, he is. Now, one other thing I didn't mention, as I continue to accidentally collect more money, is that in this game, a lot of your attacks actually have a hitbox directly under you when you use them. So, for example, when I use this fire breath here, it doesn't look like it, but there's actually a hitbox right under me for fire. This is important for a little trick I like to use here, where... Oh, screwed it up. You can ground pound right on the edge of a structure. And if I do it correctly here, it'll hit the hitbox for the water, but not actually put me in the water, allowing me to swim outside the map. Now, this is a fantastic strategy for getting to the final boss of the game, because, as I mentioned previously, the final boss portal is right over here, and it's actually loaded into the game, as you can see by the particle effects. And now all I have to do to beat the game is swim directly into the boss portal, and I win. However, I mentioned previously, Young picked a game where he cannot swim. Well, now why is that? I believe it's because Dark Young himself also cannot swim. He's told me several stories about how he is almost drowned, stepping in 2 inches of water. It's really tragic. So I when I originally proposed running this game to Young, he looked up how to beat this game quickly, because he couldn't believe that I did it in under an hour. And he saw, oh, Pizza, are you gonna go swim to the final boss and go beat the game? That's kind of cheating there, man. Again, I take this as Young, this whole Florida thing. Again, where you were at, it's going to be underwater by 2050 as seawater rises. You can't swim. Florida's not for you. We got to make Scotland work for you. ! Young to donate. So I needed to find another way to beat this game. The way I just did it won't cut it. So I can't use that save file. We're going to use a new game. Luckily, that'll reset all the money that I've picked up, so I'll have another chance to get less money for Young. And this time I'm going to skip the opening cutscenes. One cutscene we won't get to see is that, those two big dinosaurs that appeared with the big bad. His name's Ripto. Those were actually a victim of budget cuts. I have a $50, 50 pound suggested donation, right? Anyway, the two dinosaurs that appear with Ripto were a victim of budget cuts. They're unfortunately killed in a cutscene where Ripto decides that they're not useful and throws them in a vat of lava. It's really sad. It's emphasizes the metaphorical sacrifice of the Scottish people at the hands of the SNP that we're trying to prevent today. It's going to show me this cutscene for the bubble breath again. It's necessary that I get past this to avoid action. Oh, I need to start the timer, excuse me. It's necessary that I get past that to avoid picking up money. So I'm going to go fly over this river and over to the final boss portal. Similarly to how you can ground pound the water to get through, if you happen to find a spot in a lot of corners and ground pound it just at the edge, if I don't screw up the trick over and over again. Come on, game. Come on, game. Come on, game. There we go. You can dive right through walls. Walls are very optional in this game. Thankfully here, I can go straight to the final boss portal. No money picked up at all. So really the true Young experience, as no one else has experienced before. Now, final boss here, I might run into a little bit of a pickle because I don't actually have the other breath powers, and he's essentially got one phase for every breath power that you pick up. He's got a phase for fire breath, he's got a phase for lightning breath, he's got a phase for ice breath. You need all of them to get past him. So I'm going to need to use a couple tricks here to actually beat the final boss. I should have let that voice line play out. I apologize. I'll read it out for you. If there's anything I hate more than a dragon, it's a purple dragon. You've caused me enough problems, Spyro. This time I'll take care of you permanently.
Hocus pocus.
You can see that he's got fantastic lip syncing for his lines here. They really worked long and hard on this final boss battle. Longer than I think they spent on the entirety of GTA. Anyway, for this part of the phase, it's fairly easy because I have the fire breath that it wants from me. I just really need to focus on keeping him from actually attacking me. So every time he charges somewhere, I need to get over there really quick and set fire to these ice balls in my way. I think he's going to get an attack off here. It's very hard to dodge the attacks. And once he gets them off, I'm going to need to recover my health. Ow. Ow. And set him on fire again. We're in spooky territory now with only 2 more hits until I die, but I am now able to damage the final boss, and I'm going to get another hit. Ow. Steal that hit too. I think one more hit will do it. That is GG. That is the entire game of Spyro Enter the Dragonfly, beaten in 2 minutes and 34 seconds.
Did it again. I'll be back, and you'll be sorry. You'll be very, very sorry. The magic of dragons can't last forever, can it?
Now, you might expect a exit cutscene or something, but that was also a victim of budget cuts, as was the animation for the credits. I don't know how that happened, but I assure you, art director Sean Rowe really did his best to make this work. They didn't even manage to put the eyes on the Dragonfly. Anyway, that's most of the stuff that I actually had prepped for this stream, and that's where I will probably end up cutting the VOD for upload to YouTube. Jake can upload the whole thing if he wants. Couple footnotes to the run. Regarding Sombra/Oratorie's run of a game. When I originally planned this run, it was the day of the marathon being posted. There were a couple of things different than what you might see today. One was that I had an understanding that this marathon was going to be called the Mockery Marathon. So I focused very hard on, both finding a game in the same year that I could play as Young, because I figured he'd be a good guy to have banter with, right? Young's great for banter. And it was also only limited to 2 people, so I didn't really have material against Sombra's game, or against him as a person, because I don't know him very well. So, I guess a couple words on Sombra's game. It probably smells, and it's not an analogy for Young's life in Scotland, so don't vote for it. This was an execution. Thank you, Young. I'm glad I made you feel something with this game. My original main argument for this game's favor is, for a lot of these games that are being submitted to the Rose-Tinted Marathon, it's stuff that you really don't even need to look back on with rose-tinted glasses to enjoy. Like a GTA, you look at it and it's like, yeah, I mean, it's still Grand Theft Auto, right? It's if you like GTA 5, you can probably go back to Vice City and still have a good time. So I wanted to pick something where you look at this game and it's not good. Very little about it is good. You can clip through everything. Everything's broken in its own unique way. The whole even mechanic of capturing the dragonflies, it worked every time I tried it, but trust me, it's like a 33% chance to actually work properly. I wanted to pick a game like that and show you, hey, why should you have a rose-tinted glasses for a game? It should be memorable. It should be something that you actually look back on, and whether it's because the game was good or bad, or you had some specific attachment to it, you'll remember it, right? And you'll at least think about it at one point in your life and be like, oh yeah, that game as a kid, I remember loving that, even though other people might not feel the same thing. And I hope you at least remember this run of Spyro Enter the Dragonfly for 1 or 2 reasons. Either the 2 ways I managed to get to the final boss without actually needing to collect anything, or because of the, Scottish conservative donation. I know, I can't believe it either, Pandy. So I know that Moss Morris probably isn't ready to go. So for the rest of my allotted stream time, I'll just be playing the game casually. I'll go through some of the levels, show off some of the game's jank, at least as much as I can. And we can all have a good laugh at its expense. No, it doesn't end. Maybe I could have booked a slot less than an hour. So, no, you all get to listen to this and watch this for the rest of your time here, actually. No worries about starting early, Moss Morris.
The magic of this sacred rune will bestow upon you the power of Harbor Breath.
I'm sure I can start on time. I'm sure I can fill half an hour, excuse me. Oh, it kept my health. I'm still at 0 health, right? You can kill these sheep to get your health back. Unfortunately, it plays this really long animation of picking up this butterfly that doesn't actually have Sparks eat the butterfly half the time. I guess we'll get the... I mean, why not, right? Yeah, you can see that that didn't work. That did work. The bubble wrath makes no sense. I guess you can consider this a punishment stream for the viewers at this point, because I'll have at least what qualifies as fun playing this. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's just a bad Spyro game, right? I think this is just another gate up here that leads to, yeah, you can probably clip over this the same way that I did previously. You need the ice breath to get past this one. I never bothered because I'm not aware of any important clip or anything. Oh, Volcron gets a VIP in the middle of this. No worries, Brillix. Thanks for showing up. VIP Volcron. There you go, buddy. I don't. There might be something on that island to the left, but I'm not bothering with it. Oh, this guy's gonna tell me about the Dragon Dojo.
Good work, Spyro. Use the stones to get to the dojo. Remember, Spyro, find the dragonflies before Ripto.
Thank you, Chinese dragon. Guys, exclamation point pizza. No, that's not the right command. Come on, it's at the top right of the screen. Relics, keep up. We're gonna need you for DDR later. The loading screens in this game are better on the GameCube version that I'm playing right now, but in the original PS2 version of it, they would often take well over a minute because they decided to burn the game on... I don't know if you've ever seen PS2 games with, like, I think there's like a blue background on the disc. It's like an actual CD format rather than essentially what the DVD format is. And so the loading times on it are god-awful. Like, it's unworkably bad. I don't know why they even allowed developers to put a game on that. Anyway, I can set this dragon on fire. There's a great animation for that ice breaking up. And for him standing up.
Me from that icy cage. Who would have thought the Riptox would dare invade the sacred Dragonfly dojo? Spyro, do what you can to return the dojo to its peaceful state by freeing all of the Dragon Masters. Remember, Spyro, the way of the dragon is to be a dragon.
Fantastic words from our man Bruce Dragonly. And he's now opened a door for us using magic. I don't know why we couldn't have just pushed open the door, but, you know, I'm sure that was very necessary. Actually, kind of okay-looking water and water effects for some reason. It's one of the few parts of the games that I can praise. This is good water for 2002. It's very not fitting with everything else. I know, nothing in Vice City can compare. You can't even draw a comparison between it. They're on two totally different tiers of video game. They really are. Can you keep away from the water? I'm sorry, Young. I'm sorry. I talked about it before. I forgot, because this wasn't the real run. I'm doing my best. The frame rate is also a lot better in the GameCube version, but you can still see it chugging at points. Didn't I turn off the tutorials? I go to general here. Hints, yeah, tutorials are off, and it's still giving me tutorials. That's the best part. That gets... I don't even know what to say about that. Let's free another dragon.
Spyro-san, I'm sorry the dojo is in such a state for your visit. It's usually a haven of tranquility. It is here that dragonflies grow up and train to be dragon companions. Protecting young dragonflies is a dragon sensei's highest calling, you know. And Spyro, your efforts will result in much reward.
There's a windmill in the background. I'm not sure why I decided to make Jackie Chan Japanese, but I think he's going to also open another door for us, so that's very nice of him. I think that's either means that I've got 3 dragons or that there's 3 dragons to go. Anyway, here's where the lightning breath power is. It's not particularly hidden, but if you don't find that in your playthrough here, you're going to be running all the way back to this area to try and pick that up. I think this game only has 6 stages or so. I mean, they did not have money to make this game. All the other Spyro games have like 20 stages or so. It's just for reference. They also had one named Miyagi. I didn't see that one. Who is Miyagi in reference to? I'm not exactly big on my martial artists from the 1970s, 80s, and 90s. Mr. Miyagi, Karate Kid? Oh, okay.
Ouch!
I don't know.
You are a dragon wise beyond
Thank
your
you, Jed.
years. May the dragon spirits guide you on your way.
This is Jet from Avatar: The Last Airbender. He dies in season 2. It's really sad. But, you know, he gets to live on the Spyro universe. Anyway, this is the only place in the game where Moneybags shows up.
Spyro.
Believe it or not. They didn't have the budget for the tax man.
Dragons in danger or something like that? Well, you'll have to pay me 200 gems to cross this mighty large chasm to reach any of the other dojos. Although I may be practicing compassion, money still has my soul.
I'm pretty sure that's just Jake. Anyway, Jake needs all of Dark Young's money, so I need a whole 200 to actually get past him. I thought he was later in the stage. That's why I wasn't being as aggressive about gathering money, but it should be easy enough for me to get the extra $1 that I need to get past. What is that? Is that a thing? No, that's just a lantern up there. All this no money and spent none of it. Yeah, I know. I do feel quite bad for whoever had to make this game. It's,
Thanks, Spyro. These gems are music to my ears.
It's probably ended careers for people, you know? Like, oh, what did I do for the last 9 months? I worked on this garbage Spyro game. Oh, well, you're never getting another job again. That was very loud. I hope that didn't break all your ears, because wow, did that blow out mine. What's happening here? Oh, it just stopped me from moving for a second there. God knows why.
Good work, Spyro-san. Those Riptocs don't seem to be much of a challenge for you. Perhaps you should contemplate a career as a dragon sensei. It could be your density. I mean, your destiny. Now, I will open that gate. That, it appears, is my density.
Yeah, that ninja in the background. Maybe you should take care of him, big guy. He's jumping. He's sitting there. Yeah, they did. I know. Is it surprising to you that they didn't get to make another game? That'd be my question. Like, look at this. I know whatever company bought the rights to Spyro after Spyro 3 probably just wanted it as a cash grab. How do I even catch this guy? He's like in midair, bugged out. He's not supposed to be in midair, by the way. That's just a random like bug.
Hey, it's gone.
Oh yeah, they also made someone mentioned this before, but I was too busy in my spiel to respond to it. They managed to make the graphics look worse than they do on the PS1. Like, functionally, you know, there's more polygons and everything, but you can't say this game looks better. Come on. I think you can use this to rise up into the air. Yeah, it looks pretty good. You know, they had an animation for that. Oh, wow, you go really slow. I'm gonna die. Huh. Well, how about that? Bye-bye. Anyway, loading a screen for death because, you know, why not? Well, you missed the entire run, JJ. You might want to go back and watch the first 25 minutes of it. I'm already done. I'm just filling time at this point. We get to see more of this god-awful game. How do I get up there? I think that's a secret mini-game area. I think that might be the tank section. There's a tank and a UFO minigame. If I get to it, then the UFO minigames probably takes the candle for the worst thing in this game. But I would need 6 dragonflies for that, and I don't even really know where to get 6. I mean, I guess I could just glitch past the most of the game. IGN gave it a 6. IGN was like, yeah, I mean, you know, maybe you'll like this game, 6 out of 10. That is too high a score for this. Look at that great animation. We're just flying right into the rock through that portal, question mark. I'm just going to emulate or speed up through the loading screen, because, you know, I can show more of this great game that way. Bonsai Speedway. So this is a flying course. I just have to, this is just ripped straight from the other Spyro games. You know, you get the flying course here. You fly through all the obstacles in order. I'll probably have to light something on fire. Using the fire breath tanks the game's frame rate to high hell. So that's good. I don't know what I'm supposed to do next, actually, if it was this or the cars on the ground, but I'm just gonna toast these flyer guys. If I was trying to go for speed, I would have gone this in the other direction. Yeah, here's the pilot wings section for you. If the GameCube version is 6. Of course, it's bad! What about this game suggests to you that it should get higher than a 6? You should get super speed charging. It really doesn't look like I'm going any faster than I am normally. I think they also just added these, like, wheel effects to... Why am I going in this direction? Just go in the opposite direction. It'll be faster. Good, come on. Come on! Okay. Controls for this are terrible. Felt more like a task I had to complete. Wow. This guy clearly didn't see the magic of this game. I enjoyed my hour with this game today, let me tell you what. I mean, look at these monks, question mark, on carts. They're enjoying getting run over by me, I can tell you that. Whoa there. I'll tell you that much. I wonder if I even get a dragonfly for beating this. It'd be really funny to me if you didn't. If this was like some joke of cut content. Made it in. Like, oh yeah, we forgot to actually program the dragonfly reward for doing the speedway. Sorry, guys. I appear to have failed, as I went the wrong way on the lights, so... That's good. Yeah, I think I'm gonna end up being one short here. I can get this one, and I can get the one right here, but I need, like, 1 more second. Unlucky. Oh, it just disappears. Oh, you're as ready as you'll ever be? Alright, well, we can end it on me running out of time on that challenge. A classic choke to end the stream. Well, thanks all for watching. I'll send you over to Mas Morris. I don't actually know what you're playing, so keen to find out. See y'all next time. Ooh, Teleglitch. I've not seen that played. Let's do it.